and sit down.
Ahoy! It's Dave Landau, and you're watching Andy Smith, the coolest comic book creator around. Just ask his mom. I have. All hail Comicsgate! Bam! Bam! Bam!
That Will Smith wins, like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, all right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday Mornings with Andy, joined by my buddy over there. I always do it wrong. Dennis, what is up? Good morning, Dennis.
Why, good morning. It's like we both woke up to the same world of, Hollywood.
You know, so this is obviously what we're going to talk about. The Oscars have been boring for years. Oh, yawn fest. Movies, mostly nobody cares about, things like that. In fact, the movie that won last night, I think, was called Coda. Never even heard of it. Apparently, it was made for Apple TV. So, yeah, there you go. Who cares? But the smack that was heard around the world was Chris Rock, as you saw, made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. She's bald. It's because she has alopecia. And he said G.I. Jane 2. And we're going to break this video down, Dennis. So we're going to break it down frame by frame. And Marcus, what is up? Good morning. And
and for those of you who don't know the G.I. Jane joke, and it was a joke, but it was Demi Moore when it was that whole military one where she shaved her head, went into the military, to prove a point. So, I mean, it looks very much like it. So there you go. That's what the joke was. The embodiment was about for those of you who never did see G.I. Jane. And Demi Moore looked really good in that.
Yep. In this day and age, I could be G.I. Jane. And back to the story. So it's funny. He says the joke. They cut to Will Smith. And Will Smith is laughing. He's laughing at the joke because he knows what a joke is. Whereas Jada Pinkett Smith is very not laughing.
She actually winds up having a look of disdain afterwards. And I was like, oh, look at that.
Look at Will Smith laughing at that joke. You tell me if that looks like somebody that's like Oh man, he went there. Now I gotta go smack a bitch. I gotta go smack a Chris Rock. Does that look like that? No. No.
But play it and then pause it on her look after the joke.
I will do that. Hold on. I gotta be quick on the draw here.
I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Look at that. Laughing, clapping. Laughing and clapping, no less. You're telling me this is the look of a guy that is like, that's it. I got to bum rush the stage, stand up for my wife's honor, and slap Chris Rock. Is that what you're trying to? Bullshit. I don't buy that.
Well, keep playing it now. Now watch her reaction, because she's sitting there and it's just going to sink in.
Right. Because right now, this is right. Like they cut to boom, perfect time. And she's like, what? Hold on.
Oh, I see a demeanor change.
Now look at that. She's not happy. Will's still going with it, man. He's like, oh, damn. He pulled out G.I. Jane. That's like 30 years old. You know, that's how Will's looking. And she's like, he just made fun of my head. And now here's the funny thing. Well, it's not funny, but here's the thing. I had no idea she had alopecia. I honestly thought, because you can see it just looks like a tight haircut, right? She has. I just thought that was how she wore her hair, because lots of black women do that. They'll just shave it down. And it looks good if you have a good shaped head, which she does. Nothing. Dennis, can you hear me?
Uh-oh. No, I'm having some glitches. You disappeared.
Am I back?
You are
Hello?
now.
Oh, that's weird.
Uh-oh.
You got to give me some type of gang sign or something when something happens, so I know what. Seriously, if something happens, just because I can see you just fine. I saw you moving. I'm like, man, I busted all these jokes. Anyhow, to recap real fast for Dennis, all I said was, Wil Smith, this is not the posture of somebody who's like, I got to run up on stage, you know? And in regards to, I don't think he can hear me again. Dennis, hello.
I can barely hear you, dude. You're cutting in and out. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you know what? The last time we had this problem, it was your computer, your desktop computer.
Well, I got up this morning and the whole thing was already rebooted because, Windows did its update in the middle of the night.
Huh, mine doesn't do that. Well, anyhow, so the point is, I think she looked at Wil the camera cuts away because I don't think they realize the camera's on him, or maybe there's monitors around the room so they see what the TV viewers see, because it almost looks like she could be looking off to a camera screen as well. Slappy Gilmore, Slappy the Rock.
I like that.
And point is, I think she says something to him, taps his leg. I'm very curious. I want to see more footage. This is Slapgate. Show me more footage. To prod him to, hey, that's not cool, Wil. You're going to let him say that? And then Wil goes up there and smacks him. It looked like a pretty hard smack. I mean, at first people said it was a punch. And I'm like, if it was a punch, I think Rock would have went down. And then you did see in the still the open hand. So it was a smack. So I guess if it was me, because I don't want people out there to go, you're not going to stand up for your wife, Smith. You're not going to stand up for your wife, Turner.
Right. Well, and everything that I watched after it happened was like, oh, he punched him. Now, when you look at it, that was an open-faced slap right across the face. So it was almost like Wil was delivering the slap from Jada for him.
Exactly. Jada leaned in and said, "Oh, Will, you need to go smack him." Here, let's see if I can get it. Ooh, Ooh, nope. Oh, I just missed it. There it is. Look at that hand. It's a smack. Jeremy, hello. Marcus has a good point. I'll give Rock credit for not even doing one of these. Oh, what's up, Dr. Mask?
Absolutely right. If nothing else, Chris Rock stood there and took it and then continued on after trying to figure out how to make a comeback. Give him credit. His impromptu paid off, and he continued on there. Now, I would love to see the after scenes after the Oscars.
Well, here's a question I have too is like, so if anybody out there goes, no, you always got to defend your woman's honor and stuff. I never like to use the word always, because at an Oscar event, at any award show, he wasn't the host of the show, but he obviously came out and they asked him to do a little bit of business and then probably give out an award. But at every one of these shows, the host roasts the audience. They will roast single people in the audience. Every year, somebody gets, people get roasted in the audience. That's just the way it goes. It's a roast, So I'm assuming down the road, if this was real and Jada Pinkett Smith has that thin a skin, that she'll never agree to having a celebrity roast, because they would definitely rip her up and down and they would make fun of her hair. And that's just the way it goes. I mean, every time Dennis comes over here, he makes fun of my hair.
That's kind of goes with the territory. And I mean, we don't have to be a kinder, gentler Hollywood. I mean, boy, if this doesn't give Ricky Gervais some more ammunition for the new stand-up material he's been working on, I don't know what's going to.
Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few days, somebody out there searches through Will Smith's history when he's hosting stuff and tries to pull together a montage of him busting down jokes on people. I mean, maybe not. I honestly don't know. I've heard Will Smith, joke and whatnot, but I can't recall anything off the top of my head because I don't care. If Don Rickles has said it, I think he would have been ready for Will. He would have seen Will coming to the stage and Don would have gotten to a crouching stance. Don's old school. He wouldn't have taken that. He would have, they would have started wrestling each other. These are two people who were all over the talk shows talking about their open marriage. This bothered Jada. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then here's a good one too.
That's right. How many times have you seen a woman running her mouth and a guy ends up in a fight? Almost happened to me once. We were up. I think I told Dennis this story. It was myself, my wife, and her sister. And we were in Syracuse living up there back in 1995, 96. We were on a co-ed softball team just for fun. And this big dude, I can't remember what caused it, but this big dude comes up and just gets in my face, Helen, and her sister's face. But it was about something that one of them did, parking wise, because it was from the parking lot. I don't remember what it was, but the guy just, started running his mouth. And they start just giving it back to him. And I'm just looking at them both going, that's a big dude. If this goes down, he's not coming after you. He'll take his eyes off of you and look at me and go, it's your turn now. These women got you into trouble. And that's what would happen.
It is. Now imagine if it was Chris Rock and he had said it to, I don't know, we'll just say Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's the one who walked up and smacked him in the face, defending Angelina Jolie's honor or some crap like that. would we be having the same conversation, or would it be racism?
Oh yeah, no, if that happened, if any white actor walked up there and did it, yeah, that would just go down in the halls of racism for sure. It's funny, Christian Zaffo says Rock should sue him for slapping him. The police actually said, since this is all on tape, if the victim, Chris Rock, wanted to file a police report, he could. But at this point, obviously nobody has. So, but here's the other thing to think about. What if it was a Ricky Gervais, right, that said it? Would Will Smith even gotten out of his seat? I say no. I don't think it looks good shoe on another foot either. If it was a white host, I don't think it looks good any way around, especially if it's Will Smith, because at least with Chris Rock, you can say he's kind of in shape, but you go up to a white comedian. I mean, come on. How many white comedians are in shape? You go up to a white comedian and say that and do that, you would look like a bully because of, those guys just aren't in shape. You'd look like a bully.
We can see Val and some of the other guys they were talking about. There's a bunch of you guys that think it's fake. And I'm kind of there with you. Now, they interviewed, I watched some interviews this morning where they were interviewing people involved with the broadcast. And apparently they're saying in rehearsal, nothing happened. That this wasn't part of it. They didn't rehearse any of this. And I'm like, well, just because it's not in rehearsal doesn't mean they didn't talk about this. Because, I mean, when you take a look at that slap that he gave, I mean, you could hear something, but it wasn't that hard. I mean, come on. He played Ali, for crying out loud. Dude's in shape. He would have knocked his ass down, or at least spun him around in a circle with the hair. That was almost like one of the guys posted wrestling. Exactly. To me, it was very wrestling. Was it authentic? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking not. It's the only thing that made the Oscars relevant, because the show itself was a yawner. I've stopped watching it for the last few years. I'm done with Hollywood. This is just another example. To me, they're just trying to get it. Look at that.
I don't know. I thought the smack looked pretty good. I will say, so Val brings up a point. He says how Will was laughing before, like we pointed out. And he was, but Val, you weren't here for this. He was laughing at the joke. When they cut to him, he was laughing at the joke, but Jada wasn't. And I think when the camera cut away, or even if the camera was still on him, you would have seen it. But there is the camera probably cut away. The directors were probably like, oh, cut away. Jada doesn't look happy. But I wouldn't be surprised if she tapped him on the knee or the shoulder and said something to him about that not being funny or whatever. I don't think she said, you need to go up there. If anything, who's smirking? Chris Rock? I mean, Chris Rock, yeah. I don't know.
Will Smith, even after the slap, he was smiling right after you do it. If you watch Will Smith's reaction after he slaps him and walks back.
Was he? I didn't catch a smile.
Well, watch. That's why we have video. Look at that. That's not a dude who's he's happy. He just went up and slapped it. Chris, on the other hand, is like,
But think about it. That doesn't mean it's not real. I mean, he very well could be like, yeah, I did that for Jada. You know what I mean? We've all been in situations. That's right. Now they have to duel.
I would love to see that. I demand honor.
They have to back their cars up about 200 yards and then go at each other. And whoever does the drive by the best wins.
Oh, man.
I was going to say, I hope I wasn't frozen and you actually heard that.
Oh, yeah. No. No, Val, don't they have an open marriage? Yes, they do, and they've been very open about
I
it.
know. I thought Will and Chris Rock had an open marriage as well.
Right? And on top of it, Jada Pinkett Smith has been also very open about her alopecia and stuff like that. So it's not like this is on the down low or anything like that. Now, I know my wife's reaction this morning was like, "Oh, I don't know if I would have said that about her hair." And I'm like, "Well, it's comedy. You've got a comedian who pokes fun of people for a living
Right.
on the stage doing a roast. Yep, kind of open. And he didn't do it meanly either. And
No.
he even said, "Oh, come on, that's a good one." And it was. I mean, it wouldn't have been anything, you know.
The thing is, he didn't make fun, like you said, of alopecia directly. Because, like I said earlier in the show, I didn't know she had that. I just thought she wore her hair very short like that. You see that a lot. I mean, okay. So anyhow, he referenced to another movie. That's all.
Right.
No big
I don't
deal.
understand. I don't
It
pick
would
on
be-
you for it. I don't pick on you for having it.
Exactly. But it wouldn't be. He referenced another movie. It would have been totally different, I guess, if he referenced, a real person that you could even consider punching down or something. I don't know. It's just
So
if
so
somebody.
here's the
if-
other part that
hold
doesn't
on.
get talked about.
Wait. I'm saying that if you would have come over and this was Helen and I, three of us, and if you would have made that joke, right? If it was just the three of us and I saw that it made her uncomfortable, I might have said something to you one-on-one. But
Right.
even at that point, I wouldn't have done anything. But even worse, because it is worse when you're in public, because then you're like, oh, everybody's looking at me. Even worse if we were at a party and you made that joke and the whole room heard it. Once again, I'd probably be like, oh, that's not cool. I'll have to say something later. But I'm not just going to go up and punch you or
Right.
slap
Well,
you.
hey,
Now, but wait,
this
third
happens
thing,
though.
if a guy, but here is a difference. If you're walking down the street and some rude ass dude, that's drunk or whatever, comes up to you and starts running his mouth about your wife, I mean, that's a different story.
It is.
It's a totally different story. That's just some freaking stranger. That's
Right,
a different story. But two guys that are friends.
My question is, did I not pick on your wife's hair yesterday when we got back from the Comic-Con?
You didn't even pick on it. You said, "Oh, did you just get your hair done or whatever?"
Again?
Again? Oh yeah.
Because it's the first week of every month.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That
know,
is true.
I don't hold back that way.
I know.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. We got witnesses.
No. I can't rewind, so I can't tell you.
Oh, but here's the other part of this. You guys are talking about it being fake, and nobody's talking about this aspect of it. Remember, Jada Pinkett Smith came out against the Academy Awards. The people on there called them names, said they're all racist because Wil Smith had never won it, particularly when he didn't win it for Ali and some of the other ones. He's been nominated several times.
Well, he won it last night.
Well, that's my point. All of a sudden, they came out. She brought this whole thing up, that he's never won it because it's all racism stuff. So the two of them are in the spotlight on it. And who winds up winning it last night? And who's once again in the center of the attention? The Smiths. So again, you guys are talking fake. Is this all in there to shine a light on the fact that Will finally won? I don't know, but it is something to talk about because that is another perspective that none of the news media I see are actually talking about. They're only talking about the slap that was heard around Hollywood.
Well, and there's a report, it's not a report, but a website. A couple websites I think have up polls. Was it real? Was it staged? And there's the rumor that it was staged because the Oscars has been down in ratings. But the problem is, the problem I have with that story is if this was staged, right? Done on purpose because the Oscar ratings suck, how would this boost the ratings? Because I wasn't watching it anyhow. And
Right. Well, it won't boost it today.
Even if you go with the story of, even if you go, well, you weren't, but during it, you might get a text or message from a friend, then you'll tune in.
Yep.
Well, guess what? This still happened. And I didn't find out about till this morning, and I was up. And nobody texted or messaged me, oh my God, did you see what happened? So I can't see this being staged, because generally, if you're going to want to get your ratings up, I would think you would.
Yeah, but it's a future ratings thing. So now they're going, oh my God, something cool's going to happen every year. I'm going to tune in. Just so you know, it doesn't work that way, because I'm still not going to watch. Why would I watch an entire boring Oscars of people sniffing their own farts when literally I can watch this 2-minute clip and enjoy it more than I would the rest of the entire show?
So Comic Talk is saying the ratings went up immediately. Well, let me answer this, because I have no idea. What part of the show did this happen? How far into the Oscars did it happen? I would assume within the first hour, because what's the point in trying to get a ratings bump halfway through the show or 3/4 of the way through the show? You know? He says the immediate ratings went up, then Smith won Best Actor. Oh, Best Actress and Actors. If I remember correctly, wait, yeah, those are like the last thing they do in the show. And then movie.
Best Picture, yeah.
Best Picture is last, but they start the show, they sandwich it. They started, if I remember, big with supporting actor, and then stuff in between, and then it goes to Best Actor, Actress, and then director and movie and whatnot.
Well, they found a way to make themselves relevant, even if it wasn't on a positive note. Yep. Am I going to watch it next year? Nope.
No. Yeah.
Why would I do it? This is the best 2-minute clip I've seen in Hollywood in years.
Yeah. And I do hope it was real. Because the thing is, if this come out as staged, people are just going to be like, okay, well, that was dumb.
Where was Chris's bodyguard? Oh, his wife was in the audience.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think they have their like personal bodyguards backstage at the Oscars. I don't think it's that guys, I'm going to the Oscars. I'm going to be backstage. I'm going to need you to step up security. That's the thing. Ricky Gervais might want to have a reason to do that.
Yeah, did you see Whoopi, which is funny because they were like, Ricky should do it again. And Ricky's like, yeah, I do it, but they wouldn't want me. And who came to Ricky's defense? Funny enough, Whoopi Goldberg, and then said, hey, I know some people. I can make some calls. And I'm like, girl, I'm pretty sure Ricky knows pretty much the same people that you do. I think he could make his own call if he wanted to do it.
Yeah. Marcus does say it would have been great if Rock threw down. That's the thing. I know how I am, and I've had a couple instances like this. Yeah, I don't think I could have kept it together. I think there would have been a brawl on stage, and then boom, here come out it would have been neat if that happened, to see if any people in the audience, any actors rushed the stage or not.
Right. And again, assuming this is real, and I'm going to assume it for the sake of this part of the argument, Chris Rock should be given his own Oscar, because he just took a girl open-handed slap from Wil Smith from Jada Pinkett Smith via Wil Smith on stage in front of everybody. Didn't hardly move. He got knocked back a little bit, stood there, and then paused, was able to compose himself, continue the monologue, And after getting yelled at about keeping your effing words of wife out of your mouth, then made a funny quip about being, well, one of the greatest moments on TV and kept the show going. That's talent. And he took a punch, assuming it's real, like a real slap.
Yeah, no, totally. And, like it was brought up in the chat earlier, he didn't do this or like, oh, or anything. I don't know. I don't know. So I just think, he got slapped, not punched. He did get slapped. He did get slapped. And that's the thing. I don't know if it was staged. I don't know if Chris Rock would know how to roll with the punch. I don't know. I don't.
You know what? Maybe we'll put it to the test Wednesday on our show. I'll slap Andy really hard, and we'll see what happens. If he goes flying back, or if he stands there like Chris, then we'll know the answer.
If it's coming from you, I'll just be like, "Wow, there's a fly buzzing around my face." Is that thing buzzing around? Dennis, is that fly buzzing around your face? No. You know what would have been hilarious for Chris Rock to do? And this would have been super fast thinking. If he pulls a Chris Farley and he goes, not here and not here,
but right
here.
Oh, Chris Farley's laughing.
Oh my God.
I can hear him laughing right now.
If Chris Rock could have pulled that off from Tommy Boy, that would have been hilarious.
Oh God, that would that.
Oh, Hyper Guys, you doesn't know. Wow, Hyper, because you asked, you shall now know what Chris Rock said.
Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Look at that disdain on her face.
You need to go up there and say something to him.
Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow.
See, he took it like a man for what it was.
Get out of it.
Well, that just means Wil Smith smacks like a girl.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
And any pride when he had his acceptance speech.
Oh, and a fake apology. You notice he didn't apologize to Chris Rock. He apologized to the Actors Guild. Screw you.
Well, no, you know why? Because of that behavior, he broke some. The Oscars has obviously policies and stuff, and that breaks a rule. So if the Academy apparently wanted to, they could be like, "Well, you're never coming back. Yeah. Never coming back until we say." And I don't know if it's true. I saw it on the news this morning. They could also take his Oscar away from him that he just won, which I got to be honest, would be awesome because that was the first Best Actor he won, right? Best Actor Wil Smith won.
Right. Marcus goes, Will talked about love in his speech. You almost have to go watch I couldn't even, but he still got his Oscar.
That's the thing. What if a week from now the Academy has the stones to stand up and say, hand it over. We're taking it back, and they give it to second place, whoever it was. I don't even know who the Best Actor nominees were besides Will and Bardem.
Bradley Cooper. I can't remember them all. Like I said, and I didn't watch it.
What was Bradley Cooper nominated for?
Oh, see, now you're going to ask questions. I'm going to have to pull everything up.
Well, no, I think it's that movie that just came out and I thought was still at the theaters. Kevin Wolf says, let him keep it. He just can't work anymore.
Yeah, that would have been cool if the Academy would have came right down and said, "Oh, the actor was going to Will Smith, but zoinks! After that, nope."
That would have been. That
Then
would have been
I would have
great
said, "Now there's some stones."
if somebody from the Academy was watching and they just, hit that red phone in the production booth, and it's like, yeah, there's a change. Get it down there. Do it now. And then, yeah, the presenter comes out and goes, "Oh, this is awkward. But before I read the list of nominees, the Academy has informed us that Will Smith is not on the list anymore. He is not nominated. So now I'll just read the 4 names of Best Actor." Could you imagine? Oh my God, that place would go up. That's right. You want to see how a man punches? Check out First Man. And if you're going, what's that have to do? How did they segue that into Andy's comic? This is how. Oh yeah. Lose that comment there, Dennis. There you go. That's how a man punches, baby. So
Look
go back
at that.
to your learning curve.
Wait, his fist is closed. I don't understand.
Exactly. So there you go. Hold on. Alec Baldwin got away with shooting 2 people. A slap means nothing.
Not wrong. Oh my God.
I don't know. And hold on. I just saw a comment. The way Will was approaching Chris and Chris just acted like you didn't notice just seems really sus to me. I don't know. I mean, you see, to me, it's not the first time somebody just walks on stage, because everybody just is like, oh, everybody's friends. He's walking on stage to be like, yeah, good one. I'll be in G.I. Jane 2 as well. I'll be the officer, the sergeant or whatever. A female actor? Are you kidding? What if that had been some female actor on stage? No, nobody would have. A female actor might have walked on stage as well to another female actor. But, I mean, if it was a female actor that said it, Jada Smith would have walked on stage.
She should have walked up there and Rochambeau'd him. That's what should have happened then.
She should have walked up there, acted like she was coming in for a hug, and then bam,
knee to the groin.
Knee to the groin. Just drive that knee up there. Higher and higher.
Then I would have had respect for it.
Exactly. If Will Smith really hit him over the G.I. Jane dad joke, he made himself look like such a low pitch then. He did. That's the point.
Yep.
You're totally right. He just makes himself look more insignificant because it's like, seriously, this is the stand you're going to take.
Well, and then on the side, they don't show it in this clip, but on the side, then we see Denzel Washington, Bradley Cooper, and others. They're consoling Will Smith after that.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, ugh.
Hey, I just ran into a dude with my car walking down the street, and you go and console the driver. Oh, dude. Don't go back and see how the victim's doing. Is he alive? I don't know, you idiot. Pay attention to the one that's in pain. The driver. He now has to live with striking a person. Who cares about the person he hit?
And Chris Rock's going to wake up in the middle of the night in a nightmare. Holy shit, Jada Pinkett just slapped me. Oh, wait, that was Will. Never mind.
He should sue for PTSD.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I think it would be hilarious if Chris Rock went down and he still has time and pressed charges, because then it would be assault, not felony assault, but just whatever assault, and he would have to pay a fine, and it would just be hysterical for Will to have to cut a check, and then for Will to come back and one up that. He would go, not only am I going to cut the check, I'm going to make it double or triple and donate it to the policeman's fund.
Okay, so there's a joke, and this is really going to be out there. If you guys have ever seen Blank Man, it reminds me so much when Damon Wayans, all right, just slap me around and call me Susan. And the guy was like, all right, Susan. Ah! That's exactly what this reminds me of. Almost what you might have to find the clip for that, because honestly, that would be the best comparison to this. Blank Man.
I know.
Susan.
I'm looking.
Oh my God. Seriously. I swear to God, he learned how to box for Ali. I mean, he's got at least some skills because he had to go through training.
Right. All right, hold on. Hold on.
Slap me around and call me Susan.
I warned you, Susan.
I warned you, Susan.
I warned you, Susan.
All right, is that not a great analogy?
Oh my God, that is hysterical. Ah! I warned you, Susan.
Just slap me around and call me Susan.
Oh, that's hysterical. Is that Cecil?
Is that
no.
Cecil?
I can see the likeness though. Yeah, that is too funny.
Well, they are all actors after all.
Yeah, who knows? It'll once again, it's not even 24 hours old. You know there's going to be other footage and stuff, and people are going to be talking about it. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe
they have to find other stuff to talk about other than Ukraine. So, here it is.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining for that little bit of hardcore hitting morning news.
We were going to talk Comic Call, but this kind of trumped it. So either tonight or tomorrow, we'll get on and show you guys all of our great stuff from the comic convention, probably on the DNA channel.
That's right. That is what we'll do. You nailed it. Let's see. This is always a good one. We'll see you guys later Wednesday for sure. DNA channel, 5 p.m. usual time. Von Klaus is joining us to talk about Terror in the Trenches. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. Go ahead, go with it. 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 Sexy girl. 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 Go ahead, go with it. Get your sexy on.